the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Dallas Mavericks at American Airlines Center. And guys, for the Mavericks, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight.
The Mavericks look to take charge at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and we're going to bring it to you live. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. This is a one-and-done trip for Minnesota before going back to their Timberwolves fans up in Minneapolis. And as we got a few moments here before the tip.
Well, Kevin, he said defensively their main priority is going to be preventing points in the paint. He told me we can't let them get comfortable inside. That's what'll hurt us. He wants them playing a very physical brand of D down low. See if they got the message. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And it should be a high-paced game tonight as both of these teams, Clark, thrive in the open floor. So with that being said, what makes these teams so good on the break?
Well, you're right, Kevin. They do thrive in the open court. Excellent transition teams because they push the ball and they really have a conscious effort to run the floor at every opportunity. That's what makes fast break teams hard to beat, is because they're running all the time. And that doesn't give your defense a lot of time to set up.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Jones and Butler in the backcourt. And it's Towns in at the 5 spot.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ball game. Nowitzki a screen. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Off target from three-point range. It's Jones on the wing. No good on the 3. Now the Mavericks with it. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
And you know what, Greg? Every team has guys that play different roles. As a matter of fact, most players in the league are role players. It's a matter of understanding your role and doing it well, because role players are just as important as the stars.
Smith, the pass to Curry. Now here's Measury, defended by Butler. And no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
He gets that one. Towns has got his first points in this one.
And, you know, you see Towns able to overpower the defender there. He's really tough once he gets it that close to the rim.
And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there.
Gibson the screen. Jones from outside. No good on that one. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Over in the corner, Barnes. Back to Curry. Pass to Measury. Smith on the wing, defended by Jones. 5 on the clock. Here's Curry. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. To the inside, Butler. That ball's ice feed that time from Wiggins.
And how about the focus from Butler there? I mean, not letting the defense affect his shot at all. No distraction, knowing he's got the upper hand close to the bucket.
Smith dishes to Barnes. Over in the corner, Measury. Back to Barnes. Got a piece of it. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Gibson. There's the feed to Wake. Look at that jam.
Wow. Come on now, bring the thunder, rock that rim. Making the impossible look easy. Wiggins with the great creativity in the air. He typically hangs in the air a little longer than the average bird, though.
Now here's Curry. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio.
Hey, you know, Kevin, that's what you want to see. Strong passing inside, leading to the hoop.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And Gibson kicks the butt. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Excellent touch around the rim. Really nicely done. Jimmy Butler making it look easy.
Smith against Jones. There's a screen. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. Nailed from three-point land. Nowitzki's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Kicks to Gibson. Butler in the corner. Back to Gibson. Pass to Jones. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Barnes with it. Now defended by Wiggins. No one near Smith as he lets it go. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Butler kicks to Towns. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Now, here is Smith. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Shot clock at 6. And the basket good by Measuring.
And, you know, Tom Thibodeau is one of the most respected defensive minds in the game in the NBA. Has a great track record when he was with the Bulls and as an assistant with the Celtics.
And the dunk by Towns.
And I like the decisions Butler makes with the ball. He's a solid passer and really has a nice feel for how to get his teammates open and clean looks.
And the basket good by Measuring.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Jones kicks to Gibson. Over Nowitzki. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Mark, how long into a season do you wait until win-loss counts really start to matter?
I don't know if you can put a specific timeline on it, Kevin, but I think you kind of look at the season in maybe 10-day windows or 5-game windows, maybe a month window. It varies from coach to coach. For me personally, I would try to look at things in 10-day to 2-week windows and then evaluate from that standpoint.
Smith the pass to Barnes. Nowitzki a screen. The drive by Barnes. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game. Butler against Curry. Tipped away. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Timberwolves.
And they stayed away from being too reliant on the 3-point shot. They used it when they had to, but kept things balanced. And that's what you want to have, an offense that comes at you in all sorts of ways.
4 on the clock. Puts it up. Again, the Mavericks score.
Boy, Harrison Barnes is excellent at knowing when to pull the trigger, and some of that is due to the confident attitude he brings to the court.
Gibson dishes to Butler. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Butler's got 6 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
The shot's good.
Boy, every point guard has to have this shot, and I love watching Smith shoot his floater because he's got nice touch on it.
Wiggins kicks the Butler. They get it again. Towns, the pass to Gibson. Outside, Jones. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Offensive rebound. Towns trying to get open, and that one drops. And it's 8 points for Taj Gibson.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Now, here is Smith. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game.
You got to D-up Smith now. He's a dead-eye shooter, and he's always going to pull the trigger.
Here's Jones following the score by Dennis Smith. And they double up Butler. Kicks it out to Gibson. Inside, Towns. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. 6 points for him.
Yeah, those shots are taken totally in rhythm. High percentage quality shots and really getting whatever he wants.
Nowitzki with the screen on Jones. Curry outside. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 5th assist in this one.
Always positive when you're a willing passer, and that is the case for Smith. Terrific at sharing with his teammates.
Now here's Gibson, and he gets it to go.
Timeout.
And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they fell to the Wolves.
It really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the boards.
And Greg, you know how it is. At some point, you just got to man up and play with a lot more aggressiveness and toughness and pride inside.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Nerlens Noel checks in for Nowitzki. Matthews comes in for Harrison Barnes. Evan Harris is checked in for Curry, and Barea subbed in for Smith. Now here is Harris. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That's his first foul. Barea kicks to Measuring. There's the pass to Harris. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Jang. And finished off by Jang.
Going end to end, you see the speed of Jang, but also the ability to finish under control. Well, you hear a lot of disparaging, hating remarks directed towards jump shooting teams, but the Mavericks make no apologies. I mean, that's their game offensively, and that's their story, and they're sticking to it.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Harris. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Well, there's nothing like being unselfish as a player, and Noel was outstanding in that regard. Reading the entire floor and finding his guys for high percentage shots.
Barea with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Stolen by Brooks. And here we go. Fast break. Muhammad's got it. And that one's good. Brooks. And the Timberwolves lead by 4. And you look at the numbers, whether it's three-pointers or mid-range shots, spot up or pull-up, you name it. If it's a jumper, Dallas will live off it.
And you know what, Kevin? If the NBA game was played more like a game of horse, they would be a powerhouse. And, you know, with their defensive scheme clogging the paint, they dare opponents to get into a shoot it out with them because they feel like they win that game most times.
Down low, here's Jang. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Barea against Brooks. Barea, the pass to Measuring. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And, you know, Barea is a capable floor general. Very good at setting the table for his teammates.
From 13, Jang, no luck.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
To the paint. It's good. This game is all even.
And that log came from a mile away, and it was right on the money.
Talk about a long-distance connection.
I want to talk about those incredibly soft suction cup hands there, not only to make the catch, but to lay it in, too.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Barea against Brooks. Barea kicks to measuring. Knocked loose. Stolen by Brooks. Crawford dishes to Muhammad. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Muhammad's got 5 points so far. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Now here's Jang. He had 10 points in the win against San Antonio.
Yeah, excellent work on the boards that night. Always in attack mode, and that allowed him to get plenty of rebounds.
Mavericks trailed by 5. The feed to Barea. There's 21 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That is his first foul of the game. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the first. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And the struggles continue, guys, and really it's about those turnovers. They've been the culprit.
Yeah, 5 already, Greg, and they've just been too casual, too much profiling out there to start the game.
Crawford outside. Here's Jang. It's good from about 19 feet. Jang's got his second bucket tonight. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back to the action after this word. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And let's... Here's Crawford. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Noel is out there with measuring. Then it's Matthews. Then there's Harris. And it's Barea in at the point guard. So that's who Dallas starts the second with.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
I just love what Muhammad can do, Clark, for a team coming off the bench. Always looks to attack the basket, and when he is locked in, can function as one of the better 6 men in the league.
Yeah, you know, for some guys, Kevin, being a rotational player off the bench is a hand-in-glove fit. And I think Muhammad falls into that category. I mean, you can give him a start if you needed to. He's not the best defender, but you love what he brings on offense, particularly if he's coming off the bench.
Pass to Jang. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Jang's got 6.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Brooks against Barea. Clock at 4. And he lays it straight in.
Hard not to commend the confidence of Barea. For a point guard, he's an excellent scorer, particularly inside.
To the middle. Kicks it out to Crawford. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Timberwolves, things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And checking out Dallas, 8.5 games behind them.
You know, right now, Dallas, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
And, you know, perhaps with a roster move or 2 later on, Greg, they can start to break out of that pack.
Dallas making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. Crawford passes to Muhammad. Feeds it to Mahimi. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Jang. Good D by Barnes.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Aggressiveness is fine, but you can't be this over-aggressive. I think he's got to dial it back some. They need him on the floor.
Minnesota making a switch here. Towns is checked in. Shot clock at 5. That's a 2 from Barnes. And that one comes up a bit short. Timberwolves leading by 9. And it's Brooks in the corner. Hits the three-point bomb. Brooks has got his second bucket of the night.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
Dallas calls timeout. Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. And head coach Rick Carlisle approaching a decade with the Dallas Mavericks, and he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, and you know, that's really remarkable in a profession marked by turnover. He's pretty much anchored in there. The Mavs organization smart enough to recognize they've got one of the best in the business in the NBA, but I would even say one of the best coaches in all of pro sports.
Curry's checked in for the Mavericks. Minnesota also making some changes. Wiggins is checked in for Shabazz Muhammad. Jimmy Butler comes in for Jamal Crawford. And Jones subbed in for Aaron Brooks. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his first foul. Smith checked in for J.J. Barea. And Smith gets double teamed. And here's Matthews from the arc. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 6 assists here tonight. Towns against Noel. Towns kicks to Butler. Jang inside. It's rebounded by Dallas.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Poke loose. And here we go. Wiggins heading to the hoop. And Wiggins throws it down.
Going rack to rack. You see the athleticism of Wiggins, but also the tremendous effort to get down the court like that.
Jones against Smith. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Lets it go from 14. It's good. Smith's got 6.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, he knew he had him beat, Greg. I mean, that was clear. Took advantage of the space he had and then calmly and quietly drained it from the mid-range. That's good basketball.
Noel, a screen on Butler. It's Curry with the drive. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
You know, watching Towns play, you always hope to catch him on a night where he's in attack mode, being aggressive. He's, I think, most dangerous when he's aggressive on offense and attacking the basket. At times, he can settle for the perimeter shot a little much, but he's got so much to offer in his offensive game that I just like watching him play, period.
And Clark, to the point about Towns settling for outside shots, last season it was something that he self-corrected. After the halfway point of the season, he took less threes and it drastically improved his output.
Well, quite honestly, Kevin, the bulk of his points should come from near the rim, but he does need to take some of those perimeter shots to keep the defense honest and a little off balance. And I think he's really unstoppable, though, when he gets going to the hoop.
Timberwolves leading by 12. Wiggins dishes to Towns. Outside, Jones. Three-pointer, Butler. Here's Jang. It's rebounded by Dallas. Noel's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Curry kicks to Smith. Charity stripe shot. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Smith's got 4 points now in the quarter. Dishes it to Jang. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Drops in the tray. And the Timberwolves lead by 13.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here. That's going to send Seth Curry to the line. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins. Taj Gibson's checked in for the Timberwolves. And you look at the history of the Timberwolves, and there have been some incredible players. Clark, which Timberwolf player always was your favorite to watch, and why?
Well, Kevin Garnett was fun to watch wherever he played. Clearly, his early career was in Minnesota, and his intensity, his focus, his versatility, his two-way prowess. Sam Mitchell, guy I got to know when he was in Indiana, just one of those solid veteran guys. And then Kevin Love, a double-double 20-10 guy. He was really good while he was there, too.
Dallas calls timeout.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
And Clark, when you were growing up, was there one player in pro basketball you tried to emulate or model your game after?
I really didn't pattern my game after any particular player. I tried to piece and parcel from a lot of players. I love the gracefulness of Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when I first saw him back in the late 60s. At his size and the way he could move and his touch was impressive. And then as I became more of a forward in high school, you looked at guys like Magic Johnson, and I looked at Marcus Johnson out at UCLA. Dr. J was a versatile forward as well. George McGinnis, who ended up becoming a really good friend of mine as I got drafted by the Pacers. Those guys that were big and mobile and had ball skills and shooting skills and rebounded, those were guys that I tried to play like.
And now let's take a look at the most efficient scoring teams in the NBA. The Timberwolves, #1.
Just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
Smith sets the pick for Curry. Now the dish to Nowitzki. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Jones for 3. Kept alive. It's stolen by Curry. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Barnes. The rebound by Gibson. Minnesota leading by 10. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Jang.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
Here's Noel, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Hey, just give Noel the rock in the post, and he knows what to do from there. Excellent presence in the low post.
Down low, and the dunk by Towns.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Curry against Butler. Outside Curry. Lock at 6. There's a screen by Noel. And slam dunk by Noel.
And, you know, Noel positions himself perfectly on these screens and capitalizes off these sets with a tenacity that is admirable.
Butler from outside. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 5th rebound in this one. And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession.
Looking at the Timberwolves, let's see where they rank in the NBA statistics right now.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses. And I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with them.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
And we get a chance to check out the numbers for Dennis Smith. He's averaging 14 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Nowitzki, the pass to Curry. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Curry's got 12 points in the game.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Dallas gets called for the foul.
Taj Gibson is a solid role player, really one of the best we have. A good rebounder and defender with a soft touch from the mid-range and can score without having plays called for him.
And both free throws good from Gibson. Mavericks trailed by 8. Smith outside. Nowitzki with the screen on Jones. Barnes with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Knocked loose. Nowitzki dishes to Barnes. A 3-pointer, no good.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Double him with Wiggins. Pulls up. Nowitzki, no good. Minnesota leading by 10. Wiggins kicks to Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Noel, a screen on Jones. Nowitzki a screen. Off the pick. And that's good for 2. And that's now 10 points for Smith.
Smith very crafty at finding ways to get room for that mid-range shot. He's got an awesome in-between game.
A 3-pointer. Wiggins. Mavericks with the rebound. Noel's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Smith. Outside for Curry. Offline with his 3.
And just not able to find the target from 3-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down 1 in the first. That's just too easy. I mean, you can't let him post you like that.
Yeah, where's your fight? You got to show more fight than that.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's the break. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, the thing they did there, Greg, clogged up the passing lanes, playing them beautifully and making things hard for the opponent. That's really good defense.
Measury, he's checked in for Dallas. Berea comes in for Smith. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Mahimi's checked in for Towns. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Butler. And Brooks subbed in for Tyus Jones. Mahimi passes to Crawford. Banked in off the glass. Crawford's got his first basket of the night.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Curry against Crawford. Teardrop shot. Count that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Curry.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
On the wing, Jamal Crawford. There's the 3. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Noel, a screen on Crawford. Ball's knocked loose. It's 2-on-1. Here's Muhammad. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Muhammad's got 4 points in the quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Barnes kicks to measuring. Shot from 12. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Karl Anthony Towns. An impressive first half and a nice start for you guys. How did that happen?
We had some great days of practice. This is what happens when you got some days off.
Got the spring in your step again. Thanks, Karl Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome back,
Show.
everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. The first half went really well for Taj Gibson. He had 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is O-V-A. Over.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
The skyline of Dallas illuminating the night sky as we welcome you back to the Lone Star State. And as we welcome you here's Jones. 17-point lead, their biggest.
Well, one thing you can be certain of with the Mavs, guys, is they're going to make the most of what they have. I think Rick Carlisle, who actually spent some time as the head coach of the Pistons and the Pacers, is one of the very best in pro sports. He's a master at putting his players in the optimal position for their success.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for Minnesota, Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle. Butler teams with Wiggins as the deadly wing duo. And it's Jones in at the point. Nice shot by Smith. We talk about the Mavs keeping some tricks up their sleeves. Their mastery of the zone defense, crucial to their 2011 title.
Yeah, zone defense, Kevin, much less common than man-to-man. Teams don't see it much over the course of a season. Part of the reason that if teams play it effectively, it can be a good tool. They knew if they got good at it, they could stymie unprepared opponents, and that's what they did. Just the way they did against LeBron in Miami in those finals back in 2011.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, just a real lack of aggressiveness there right now. Can't give up these types of layups to begin the quarter, Greg. That's a no-no.
Gibson dishes to Wiggins. That 3 off the mark. Mavericks trailed by 19. Barnes with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Nowitzki for 3. No good there. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Inside. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
You don't want to forget about the athleticism
of Butler. Just a sick slammer of the basketball. You can't allow him to get to that launching pad.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Screen by Smith. Pass to Barnes. Drains it from beyond the arc. Barnes has got 7.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Kicks it to Gibson. They double him with Nowitzki. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. Now at the moment here, let's take a look at our rookie leaderboard and who's putting up the most points per game. Second, Dennis Smith.
Well, coming in, you wondered how his talent would translate at this level in terms of scoring. And I've got to say, apparently, it's translating pretty well.
Well, you know, hey, as a rookie, it's always hard to earn the respect of coaches, but he's earned every minute he's gotten this season. It's a terrific offensive threat.
Dallas making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. Dallas calls timeout. Clark, you played with so many players throughout your terrific career. What was the one trait that you found made a player easy to play with on the floor?
Well, I think it starts with skill and ability, and everybody has that in the NBA. But attitude and demeanor, unselfishness is kind of where I'm headed there. Desire to do what's needed and to recognize strengths and weaknesses. And then the other piece was this personality, a real joy in playing the game. And those things, to me, always lent themselves to being a good teammate. Well, the problem last year for the Timberwolves was their defense. Allowed way too many points in the paint. Fortunately, they've improved their defense down the stretch here.
Here to see the numbers for Jimmy Butler. Averaging 13 points per game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his output. And you know he's always looking to push himself.
Yeah, you know, really solid numbers across the board here, Greg. I mean, he contributes in a multitude of ways for this club.
Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Back to Smith. He feeds it to Matthews. Shot clock at 5. From deep. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Another issue with the Wolves and their defense was that they weren't a great rebounding team outside, of course, Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, and you know what? There weren't a lot of big issues with the Wolves' defense, but the small issues added up and cumulatively were a problem. I think they've got to continue to build on becoming a solid defensive team.
Three-pointer sinks the triple. Matthews has got 6 points.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
And the dunk by Barnes.
Hey, and Barnes not playing around when he gets near the bucket. When he has the ball deep inside, he's looking to bang it.
Jones kicks to Gibson. Three-pointer, Butler. The putback, and that one is off. And it's Dallas the other way. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. And that'll be the third of the 4 straight at home. And the basket by Nowitzki.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Nowitzki is one of the best three-point shooters of all time. And if you talk about big guys, he may be the very best.
Towns kicks to Butler. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got his 4th assist in this one.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
Timberwolves leading by 15. Down low. Here's Wiggins. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Tell you what, for a small forward, Wiggins is strong inside. I mean, and only growing in confidence, too. That's scary for the opposition.
And Matthews kicks to Smith. Poked away. And here we go. Towns heading to the hoop. On up the court. Offensive rebound. Can't hit the putback. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Evan Harris is checked in for the Mavericks. And a change for the Timberwolves. Zhang, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. Nowitzki, the pass to Harris. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No problems knocking that one down. Nowitzki's got 10 points in the game.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
The kick outside to Butler. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Butler. And that's 15 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Mavericks trail by 17. Smith outside. And Matthews kicks to measuring. Knocked away. On the wing, Harris. Dallas moving the ball around. Shot on the wing. That's short off the rim.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Nowitzki a screen. Harris dishes to Nowitzki. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Nowitzki's got 9 points here in the second half. Jones kicks to Zhang. And finished off by Zhang.
And if you're wondering why Zhang shoots such a high percentage from the field, look no further than effort.
Dallas has gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Here's measuring. Good on the baseline, Jay. He's got 12. Timberwolves leading by 17. Wiggins passes to Zhang. Jones for 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Wiggins dishes to Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Tremendous combination of power and finesse there. I mean, once Towns gets to the rim, it's a wrap. You know, you watch Karl Anthony Towns, and he just epitomizes the future of the NBA big man. Extremely versatile, gets it done inside and outside at both ends of the floor, and has a fluidity to his game that belies his size.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
The kick outside to Butler. His three-pointer's off the mark. Mavericks trail by 20. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Drops one in from the wing. Harris has got his second bucket of the night. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
A different look for Dallas. Noel's checked in for Measury, and Barea subbed in for Smith. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Mahimi's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Butler. And it's Brooks in for Jones. And Muhammad kicks to Brooks. In the corner, it's Zhang. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got his third assist on the night.
Though Zhang has developed a pretty good outside shot, this is where you want him operating, in the painted area.
And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki. Crawford against Harris. Nowitzki sets a screen for Harris. Shot clock at 6. And Dirk Nowitzki hits from deep. Nowitzki's got 15.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Muhammad. Timberwolves working now with a new shot clock. Kicks it out to Crawford. Drills it from outside. Crawford's got his third basket of the night.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Really left alone that time. And that's now 7 points for Devin Harris.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's foul number 2 for him. Curry's checked in for Dallas. Here's Barea. They set the pick. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Curry against Crawford. Nowitzki with the screen on Crawford. There's a screen by Noel. That freed up. Nice work off the pick. 18 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
And Matthews gets it to go. 1:32 left here in the third quarter. Brooks kicks to Zhang, and Muhammad has it in the corner. Offline with his 3.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Minnesota leading by 14. Here's Zhang. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
1:06 left here in the third quarter. Curry setting the pick for Barea. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. And that'll be his third foul so far. Barnes, he's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. Timberwolves also changing it up. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mahinmi. And Jones subbed in for Aaron Brooks. Curry kicks to Matthews. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Timberwolves?
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Crawford passes to Muhammad. He kicks it to Jones. Hands it from downtown. Jones has got 9 points here in the second half.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Tipped away. And here's Matthews for the 3. They grab their own miss, and no good that time. Timberwolves leading by 17. Jones with it. Matthews covering. And here's Jones. He's got 9. Outside Gibson, just 5 on the clock. Here's Muhammad. Here's Dieng. And no good trying to get that one. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Timberwolves lead by 17. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Keep playing. Take turnovers out of the game, all right? Defense, 1, 2, 3, defense.
Preaching efficiency, preaching defense. Rick Carlisle right there wants to see no mistakes out there.
Yeah, I mean, protect the basketball. Try not to force anything and just take what the defense gives you.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. At the 2 and the 3, it's Curry and Matthews. Barnes, the 4, with Noel in at the 5. And it's Barea in at the point guard position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Off target from outside.
Well, in most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
And it's Barnes slapping it down.
Awesome feed there. That pass was on point.
Minnesota leading by 13. Jones kicks to Gibson. He dishes it to Jang over Barnes, and no good, trying to use the glass. Dallas shooting a superb 63% from the field. Curry can't get it to go. Minnesota shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kevin, once Muhammad gets to the rim, that giant wingspan just really takes over.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. There's a screen by Noel, and the foul called on Tyus Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game. They double-team Curry. Got a piece of it. Jones against Barea. 4 on the shot clock. Noel. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. 8 points for Nerlens Noel. The Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Muhammad dishes to Jang. Pass to Gibson. Over Noel. Shot's good by Gibson. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
And look, what I like there, Kevin, is the ball doesn't stop with Jang. I mean, he seeks out the best opportunity.
Barea against Jones. Barea, the pass to Matthews. Wants to get it to Barea and does. And stolen by Jang. 3 on 3. Here's Gibson. Timberwolves passing it around. Jones, no luck. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. That one drops for him. Matthews has got 13 points in the second half.
Boy, he's been excellent thus far, Kevin, but it still hasn't been enough to get them the lead.
The pass to Crawford. The feed to Jones. Passes it to Gibson. In the corner, it's Crawford. That one's good from the corner. Here is Barea. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in, and the foul called on Tyus Jones. And that'll be his third foul so far. And the Mavericks making a change here. Mejri's checked in. Towns, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Now here's Barea. Pass to Mejri. Feeds it to Barnes. Over Muhammad. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Timberwolves leading by 15. To the middle. And Gibson kicks to Jones. Again, the miss by Jones.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off. Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backdoors.
And those rebounds lead the team. I mean, he's been the tone setter for him today in terms of work ethic and glass eating.
And they pick up 2. And that's 13 points for Harrison Barnes.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Towns dishes to Muhammad. Kicks it to Jones. Gibson the screen. Jones the pass to Towns. He feeds it to Gibson. Now Muhammad defended by Mejri. Muhammad, no luck.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
And Muhammad throws it down.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Poked away. It's stolen by Jones. And here we go. Fast break. Muhammad's got it. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And that's 11 points for Tyus Jones. Now Berea. He can't hit that time. Towns with the defensive effort. Outside Gibson. Back to Crawford. Dishes it to Towns. For three. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his first foul. Smith checked in for Dallas. Wiggins is checked in for the Timberwolves. Butler comes in for Jamal Crawford. Mavericks trailed by 17. Curry with it. Here's Mesri. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 4 assists in the game.
Well, he doesn't waste too many of those chances close to the basket.
Outside Butler. Back to Jones. From outside the arc. Mesri with the rebound.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
For three, Smith. Minnesota with the rebound. Wiggins has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Down low. Towns, no luck.
Boy, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these easy layups deep inside.
Smith kicks to Mesri. Over Gibson. Mesri misses.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
It's good. Butler's got 10 points here in the second half.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Jones dishes to Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And that one's good, Barnes.
Can't allow Barnes that kind of good position in the post, because once he has it, it's dinner time.
Outside Gibson. Wiggins kicks to Butler. Kicks it out to Jones. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Jones has got 5 points now this quarter.
He didn't have a single point in the first half. Bagel, 0 points, nada. But he's starting to get into the groove here in the second.
Curry kicks to Mesri. Smith for 3. Made that one. It's his 7th of the contest. 7 for 15 from the floor.
Yeah, I like seeing Smith catch and fire. I mean, he's really good at getting in the lane off the dribble, but when he can catch and fire, that's even better.
Here's Gibson. Mesri with the rebound. Mesri's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. That's tipped. Curry against Butler. Curry passes to Smith. There's a screen by Noel. Just 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And here's Barnes for 3. The putback. It's good on the putback. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Well, it's really not hard to see why Noel is seen as one of the better rebounders in the game. He really uses that great length of his to get to a lot of missed shots.
Jones dishes to Towns. Jones kicks to Towns. Pass to Gibson. The Mavericks pull it in.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Fires for 3. Smith, no good. Timberwolves leading by 15. Here's Jones. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. And here is Curry. There's a good screen. Jones against Smith. Off the pick. And he goes right over Tyus Jones and slams it down.
Yeah, you gotta love seeing the young fella dunk that one home. Smith likes to show off that incredible vertical.
Towns kicks to Jones. Gibson passes to Butler. Here's Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 5 assists tonight.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
Yeah, he's clicking right now, and at the right time too, Greg. I mean, playing with a bunch of confidence in this fourth quarter.
Dallas calls timeout. Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl-Anthony Towns.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. And the Mavericks making a change here. Nowitzki's checked in. Nowitzki with the screen on Jones. Smith dishes to Barnes. He used that pick to get in close.
Kevin, I like how hard Barnes goes now. I mean, takes pride in trying to overpower the defense and muscling shots up over him. And you know, Harrison Barnes, guys, actually asked to become more of an isolation go-to scorer in Dallas. And you remember at Golden State, he kind of struggled in that role, but he's shown so much more confidence and comfort in creating his own shot this time around. I think he's embraced that role well.
And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's his 4th foul of the contest. And Nowitzki has it in the corner. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 21 points for Nowitzki. And the knock on Harrison Barnes was that he lacked the ball handling and fluidity to create off the bounce.
And you know, Barnes, to his credit, didn't deny it. I mean, instead, he went to work. He's focused on staying low and studied guys like Paul Pierce, learning how to get to his spots.
Smith, no luck. Minnesota leading by 13. Towns kicks to Butler. It's stolen by Smith. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Yeah, he cuts the deficit a little bit, but not as much as he could have. One miss can make a big difference.
Butler passes to Jones, and he banks in the layup. And the Timberwolves lead by 14.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight.
Oh!
Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, ooh, wow. Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
And that's what you want to do. I mean, you can't let the opposition off the hook here. I mean, you've got to keep adding to that lead.
It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. Here's Dallas, a 12-point game. And with Dennis Smith, it isn't just burst of speed, it's his play in the open floor and Greg running end to end, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, he also just jumps and finishes at the rim like a shooting guard. He's only probably 6'2", 6'3", but he gets up in the air like a wing player. He's a lot like Derrick Rose was when he burst on the scene.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the pass to Measury. Hassan and Smith with the assist that time.
A lot of guys have great vision, but they're not always willing passers. Not the case with Smith. Very unselfish and aware of keeping his teammates involved.
Jones kicks to Towns. Shoots over Measury, and Towns gets it to go.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA.